accounting as a measurement discipline. What we are going to cover here is as to why accounting is considered as a measurement discipline. Let us see what are some of the elements of measurement. When we measure something, we identify objects and events which need to be measured. We identify selection of standards or scale. So first of all, the elements of measurement are the transactions or events or the objects or events which need to be measured. Next thing is standards or scale on which we have to measure those events. And next is evaluation of the dimension of measurement standards. That is the dimension of measurement standards. What all of these mean is that we need to have something which is to be measured. We need to be consistent with respect to the standards or scale on which it will be measured, and we need to see what are the dimensions. The standard of scale of measurement is money. So we know this, that accounting is the language of business and the common denominator for that is money. Now what do we mean by money? Money means anything which is used as a standard currency in different countries to buy or sell something or to exchange goods. So money can be in form of currency of different countries. So it can be euro, it can be dollar, it can be Indian rupees, it can be peso, it can be Danish krona, etc. For every country, the currency will form the basic denominator, which is the money. Also, we know that all these currencies, they can get converted into the other currencies, and for that we have something else. Exchange rate will keep on fluctuating from year to year or even daily also. So money as a measurement scale becomes volatile. So if you buy something in 1000 euros and in INR the value is 8500, after a week the value may become of the same as 8700. Why? Because the euro has changed from 85 to 87 and so on. So it is a very volatile scale. Also, when you are measuring it in the same currency, say we measure it in INR, we know that the money value in 1980, say it is rupees 100, in 1998, the corresponding value of money might have become 90. In 2010, the value might have actually become 75. Why? Because of inflation. So the purchasing power of money also keeps on changing from year to year within the same currency, and it is again volatile. So the purchasing power of money varies over time. Accounting is not an exact measurement discipline. When we talk about the dimension of measurement, we know that it will keep on varying. It is not a very fixed. It is not a fixed dimension. It is not that the value of money will remain same always. So all transactions and events etc. are to be recorded in the money terms only. Quantitative information is also required in many cases, but it is only supplementary to the monetary use. Money is a primary language, but we know that in the balance sheet there are notes to account. The accounting correspondence, collector's report, auditor's report, etc. These documents form part of the annual accounts. When the books are published, when the results are published, then these form part of the accounts of a company. But these are qualitative in nature. Whereas the accounting is the language which is spoken in terms of money. So money or a monetary information is that of the most important significance for accounting purposes. So when we talk about measurement, we know that something has to be measured or something has to be valued. So when we say value or valuation, there are certain valuation principles. Valuation principles means the basis on which a certain good can be valued. So first, we already studied some of them earlier. So first of all, it is called as historical cost. It means a good or an asset has to be valued at the acquisition price. In case of taxes, etc., wherein the money or the liability cannot be expressed in 100% short terms, we need to estimate. So historical cost is the acquisition cost, or it is the best estimate for future items. The other way of valuing something is called as the current cost. Current cost is the price prevailing currently. Assets valued at amount of cash that would have to be paid if same asset was acquired currently. If I buy a fixed asset now, then what will be the value? If I have to pay for this purchase now, then what will be the value of that liability? Well, must think that this has to be in normal course of business. We will talk about this term normal course of business couple of times in this valuation discussion. Normal course of business means that there is nothing extraordinary which influences a transaction. Nobody is forcing you to buy. You are not in a very short of time to buy something. There is not a urgency to sell something. Okay, so this is what is called as the normal course of business. What will you buy at what price and what will you sell at what price? Next, way to valuation the realizable value or the realizable cost. Realizable value is in case of an asset that can be obtained by selling in an orderly disposal. For liabilities, they are carried at the settlement value. So, realizable cost would mean that what is the value at which you can sell or buy or settle in the market. Okay. So if I can sell this duster for rupees 5 only, then the value for this will be 5 and I should be valuing it at 5. In future we will know that one of the important rules or the accounting standards which have been issued that talks about valuing assets at net realizable value or cost, whichever is lower. We know that we value inventories at cost or net realizable value. It is based on this premise that we have to follow conservatism and prudence. So we know that if I am going to get only rupees 5 for this duster, then why should I value it at rupees 10? Last valuation principle is that of present value. You all would have studied or you know that any amount which we receive today is of a higher value than an amount that we will receive 10 years later if the value is same. The reason is if I have got something today, it will earn interest over a period of time. Whereas if I am getting something after 5 years or after 10 years, I will lose that interest. Hence, when we arrive at the current value of something or the present value, we discount the value of future net cash inflows. Liability at present discounted value of future net cash outflows. So if I can get an asset, or if say if I am valuing my plant and machinery, so we know that the plant and machinery can give me a net cash inflow of rupees 100, 110, 120, 130 over the next 4 years. Okay. Then what is the present value of this plant and machine? The present value will be the discounted cash flow of all these amounts in today's time. Okay, and how it is like that? The present value is equal to annuity, the amount that you are going to get every year, divided by 1 plus rate of interest to the power n, where A is equal to amount in future, which is normally a constant amount, and it is called annuity. I is equal to rate of interest, and n is equal to number of years. Again, we have to assume in this case that it is normal course. There should not be any influence, any urgency, any need to settle things very quickly. Okay. So valuation really means, for an accounting purpose, only the value which is measured in terms of money. Valuation does not mean what is the utility. So for economics, valuation is sometimes considered as utility. I may pay for this pen rupees 30 only, but the value of this pen to me can be 50. Why? Because if I buy it just now, I can teach more and more, and I may be able to get one more additional lecture. But this utility is only for the use of economists. For accountants, the value of the pen will be 30 irrespective of the utility or the use. So accounting estimates are made for items which are not occurred, but they still need to be estimated. So that is when we talked about earlier about acquisition cost. In case of liabilities, wherein we are not able to fix the amount at present, we need to have the best accounting estimates. So this covers our unit 5 of chapter 1, and now we will proceed for chapter 2. So all the best. We hope that you have been enjoying the lectures and you will really be able to become a master in the accountancy profession.